What's going on, YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do? And oh no, you're not going crazy. This is a video of Titanfall on the Xbox One. I want to try something new, and you guys, yes, the audience, the person viewing this video is going to decide the success on whether this will ever happen again or not. You are going to be the deciding factor. Leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, and here we go. So, I'm going to be talking about the gameplay a little bit. The guy was invisible. I just killed him. I'm watching and talking at the same time. So, this is live. I hit, well, not live, but I hit the record. Oh, he was invisible and I couldn't see him until I saw him. Kill him. Anyways, I love this game. This game is like, I don't want to touch Battlefield 4 anymore. I don't want to touch Ghost anymore. I want to just play this in Trials. Trials Fusion on the PS4 and Titanfall on the Xbox One. That's all I've been playing lately. Infamous was fun, but now look at this. So many grunts and specters. I just love tearing them up. Anyways, this video is about the Tegra 1. Or not the Tegra 1, I'm sorry. The NVIDIA Shield 2. Basically, I don't want you guys to see and watch my ugly mug for several minutes while I talk about something that I want to talk about, that I'm seriously excited about. And I love me some satchels. I still call them C4 just because I've been using C4 for a while in Call of Duty. And yeah, it's like Prestige. It's called Generation. And I still call it Prestige because that's what I'm used to. Anyways, so some specs on the NVIDIA Shield 2 got leaked. And they are as followed. It comes with KitKat, just like the current NVIDIA Shield has right now. It has the K1, the Tegra K1, very extremely, like, beyond anything you've ever used in your life. And if you think the current Tegra 4 is fast, this one's gonna blow you away. I guess they're just completely skipping the Tegra 5, which is fine. I'm fine. I want to try this Tegra K1. It's supposed to have like PlayStation 4, Xbox One, like console grade graphics on the Shield. This is crazy. The Shield is an amazing device. It's currently charging right now. I used it yesterday. I'm gonna use it today. I use it at least every week. It's an amazing device. I love the actual controller. I love being able to use the game mapper function where I can, like, say I have to touch on the screen to give my truck gas. I can have the R button be the trigger for the gas. The brake, I can make that be the left trigger, and when I press that, I stop. When I use the joystick, it thinks I'm touching on the screen. I love it. It's freaking awesome. The K1, I'm super excited. I want to try this out. Also, it has NVIDIA GeForce Kepler graphics, whatever that means. Here's the kicker. The current NVIDIA Shield has a 720p screen, but it can output in 1080p to your TV just fine. The screen on the new Shield 2 is 1440 by 810, which is odd. That's odd. I mean, if you're gonna have a successor to a device, why not use something that's 1080p? Seriously. Sorry about that. The UPS guy dropped off FedEx dropped off a package that I have to do a video on. So back to the screen, 1440 by 810. That's higher than 720p. So stuff on the screen is gonna look better. But why? I mean, this is the Shield 2. You've got 4 gigs. We haven't even talked about that yet. 4 gigs of RAM. So it might have a 64-bit processor. Why? I mean, that's not my biggest complaint here. I can live with that resolution, and also I'm going to be hooking onto my TV a lot, so it's going to be outputting in 1080p, and someday 4K when I get a 4K TV. I don't have one yet. So a couple other things I want to talk about. It has a 0.3 megapixel camera on it. Why? Why? If you're going to include I was having some fun here. I was tearing some specters up. That's why I like this gun. You can just fire and fire and fire and fire and fire, and I took out the whole crowd. I just wiped them out. But back to the whole freaking camera thing. Why have a 0.3? NVIDIA, if you're watching this video, if the person watching this video knows somebody, or like a family member or a friend that works for NVIDIA, what are you thinking? Seriously, 720p should, if you're going to include a camera on the Shield 2, 720p. It's 2014. It's not 2005 where 0.3 megapixels was the thing. It's not. Just leave the camera out completely if you're not going to make it at least 720p. It would be worthless and nobody would ever use it. The quality would be of 2005. Don't include the camera if you're going to do that. That's my thoughts. If you're going to include a 0.3 megapixel camera, I'm not going to ever touch it, and the average person will never ever touch it. But now if it's 720p, if you just have your NVIDIA Shield next to you and someone wants to Skype you, do a Google Hangouts or something, it will be 720p. It'll be at least HD at the minimum. Not 1080p, not anything higher than that. Just, that's my complaint. And another thing is, it has 4 gigs of RAM, which is amazing. That's astonishing. That's unheard of. The most I've ever used is 3 gigs, and that was with freaking TouchWiz soaking up 2 gigs of that. So, not even really a full 3 gigs unless you install CyanogenMod. And even then it's like 2 point something, 2.7, 2.8. Anyways, 4 gigs. That's just damn impressive. Let's talk about this. It has 16 gigs of onboard storage. So like flash storage to install apps. Why? This is the Shield 2. The first Shield had 16 gigs. It had 16 gigs. And I install most of my games on the SD card because Need for Speed Most Wanted, that's over a gig. Asphalt 7 or 8, whichever one, yeah, Asphalt 8, that's over a gig. A lot of games are over a gig. Some of them even being 2 gigs or more. So 16 gigs, seriously, what are you gonna do? Oh, I want to install Most Wanted, so I've got to install Grand Theft Auto. And Grand Theft Auto can't even be moved to the SD card unless you use like folder mount or GL to SD, which requires root access. So you're gonna literally have to root the Shield 2 to use that 16 gigs without constantly uninstalling some bigger games to make room for other games. Why? The Note 3, the HTC One M8, those have 32 gigs of onboard storage. Perfect. That is absolutely perfect. That's enough. No complaints for me. Add an SD card. Now, 16 gigs. If they fix the, you're not getting on that ship. Boom. I love this game. It's 16 gigs. I could live with that if they let you install apps to the SD card. And I hope that just like the HTC One M8 and the Galaxy S5, they support the 128 gig SD card from SanDisk. I would install every single application over a couple hundred megabytes on the SD card, and 16 gigs wouldn't be a big deal. But as far as the camera, that's probably my biggest issue. The camera, don't include it if it's not going to be 720p. I'm not going to say it again. The battery, hopefully they keep it what it is now, because the battery life is just fine. Hopefully they don't make it any smaller because of all the stuff they're going to be cramming in there. If anything, make it bigger. Bigger is always better. But that about wraps it up. The NVIDIA Shield 2 is going to be an amazing device that you're definitely going to see here. I mean, yeah, okay. I've had nerdgasms before, but this is probably one of the biggest ones ever. I have been a nerd. I've been into electronics since I was 15. I remember looking at magazines like ads for Best Buy or whatever, and the computers were 500 megahertz, and we're like, holy cow, that's fast. And then I watched it go to 600, 700, all the way to 1,000. Yes, 1 gigahertz. And it was like, holy cow, can computers get any faster than this? It was, oh my goodness. I've been into tech for about 15 years now, so I like talking about it. If you enjoyed me talking about it with some gameplay instead of my ugly mug on the screen for 10 minutes, let me know in the comments, please. You are going to make or break whether this happens again, so please leave your feedback. Please give the video a thumbs up, and please leave a comment with any constructive criticism. And if you dislike the video, leave it a dislike, but please don't leave it a dislike without leaving a comment letting me know why you disliked it. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.